Hey folks, this is Orgonite Austin Beyond, where we are going to go beyond Orgonite and into some other stuff. So where to start? Well, let's start at the very beginning. Before I knew about Orgonite, the first time to actually make it rain was similar to a rain dance. I found one of my stones. I found inside of that stone, it was a crystal. It had the images of tornadoes coming down out of the thunder skies, and in my slightly altered state of mind, I was able to seriously connect with this stone, and I gave one good strong sounding ohm into it, and it rained the next day. So that was very interesting. Actually, I think it was like 3 days later. So, and of course, Orgonite Austin has also gone through the mechanical aspects of making it rain, and somewhere along the journey, I was like, well, this making it rain by singing into a crystal is just a little too weird for people. Oh, there it is, there it is. There's a thunderstorm coming down out of the clouds. So I stuck with this science of Orgonite and took it as far as I could take it. However, my most recent stumbled upon was Mary Hardy's Holy Grail Vortex. It's an invocation where you simply say a couple of lines and intend on vortexes to be created, and it is this. Alright, so let's do this vortex to help me speak what needs to be spoken. Alright, that's why I'm calling this vortex in, calling on my homies, higher guidance. Alright, from the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men, let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth in the hearts of men, may Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center where from the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light, love, and power restore the planet on earth. So when I'm actually doing stuff like that, I can actually feel it, and I make sure that my mind is focused on what I want to accomplish while simultaneously visualizing the vortexes being created. So that's my process. As a nutty experiment scientist, I'm willing to try anything that might happen to have any crazy results. Of course, I posted the Holy Grail Vortex, and it's the first video I posted in like 5 years, because I have stumbled upon something in another realm, and now it is going into the realm that I actually started with, which was intention. First time I made it rain was through toning it to a rock. So now we're going back. I'm going back, and you're coming with me. Fuck it, we're all going. We're going into another world, and so my next upcoming videos are going to be called Orgonite Austin Beyond, because we are going beyond Orgonite and into some other stuff. I have been focusing a lot on the Obelix. So, in a simple nutshell from spirituality perspective, the Obelix is a thing that transfers data or understanding. It transfers it to a place. The place that transfers it to is a field that is of the same resonance as this. That field is or can be the same feeling of being out in the Amazons where there's no electricity, or you can be within the field of Orgonite, which is a field of healthy EMF. So these things transfer energy or information and understanding to a ground base of the same resonant frequency that can actually absorb the information. So Orgonite sustains a field where this information can be anchored. I've been getting a lot of intuitive answers or downloads since I've started playing with the Obelix. The Obelix is where I am putting all my energy right now, because it's crazy, the information that you can get. So when I started playing with the Obelix, I was like, alright, I'm connecting the dots on this subject, that's all cool, But what really struck me was when I could explain the science of a rain dance, that's when I was like, whoa, something else is going on. I also came upon some other information about how these things, how the light that they emit does go inside of the body, and how these things coherenticize the full spectrum of light, so we are receiving the optimal output, which is the top wavelengths of the lights have all been lined up, coherenticize, and that causes these things to do more. So now we have, because in photodynamic therapy, where they insert a red light into the lungs to help lung cancer, they're putting the spectrum of red light. This has the full spectrum. You can also help Parkinson's disease by wrapping the skin in blue light. These things emit light. Now, there's another experiment by Dr. Popp, Dr. P-O-P-P, and that experiment was revealed to me from, yes, of course, the one and only Lynn McTaggart's book. If you want to understand the science of orgonite, organo energy, you've got to read this book, okay? Seriously. So in that book, there's an experiment where Dr. Popp is shining a red light through a cancer cell, and the cancer cell would not allow the light to go through it. So he persisted spraying and shining the light on the cancer cell, and eventually the cancer cell transmuted into healthy cells. That's by using light, shining light onto cancer cells to transmute it into healthy cells. How that works, I'm not quite sure just yet. It's called photodynamic therapy. I have a feeling that these things are going to emit a profound amount of light into areas of the body that actually need the assistance, the obelix. Yes, I am selling these like crazy because they're badass. They're badass. So, that light going into the body and connecting the dots. Okay, that's where I was going. I was connecting a lot of dots about, let's go back to how rain dances work. So oh, that's cool. The human aura is a neutral magnetic field. And the dipole is also a neutral magnetic field. The dipole is a blending of the north and south. So you take the north end of a magnet and you blend it with the south end of a magnet, and you get this neutral magnetic field right there. That's called the dipole. That's where the negative electron comes from. That dipole is a neutral magnetic field. The human aura is a neutral magnetic field. And we're going to get back to evidence of the human aura being neutral magnetic field, fire wand, dodo ring. I'm going to get to that. So the neutral magnetic field puts out electrons. When we do something together as a group, as a whole, as a collective, rain dance, meditation, prayer, the auras actually sync up and link up and sort of work together. They coherenticize like a laser-ish, sort of to speak. When people come together, their actual fields of influence line up and they become much stronger. With prayer, with meditation, and with rain dances. I haven't gotten to how the prayer and the meditations work, but I did get to how the rain dances work because I play with science. So, negative electrons come from the dipole, which is in double negative magnetic charge. Negative electrons cause humidity to turn into clouds. When a cloud is formed, it creates the perimeter of the sky is dry. It creates a dry sky. Clouds, as they increase, the humidity of the air around the clouds decreases, and that creates a vacuum that draws moisture in because water moves from wet to dry. And as clouds continue to increase in size, volume, they actually create more of a dry vacuum perimeter around the outer edges of the clouds, which thus continues the drawing in of moisture. It's a repeating cycle. So, and I'm serious, since I have started playing with the obelixes, I've been able to see information like that. It's crazy, okay? The obelixes really do bring information in. So, the rain dances work because there's so many negative dipoles in harmony, causing a massive influx of negative ions, which causes the clouds to grow. That's how rain dances work. The science of rain, once you got the clouds collapse and turn into rain, all that kind of good stuff. But the reason behind rain dances work is because the neutral magnetic field of the aura or the dipole is what causes the excretion of negative ions. Okay, dipole, D-I-P-O-L-E. Now let's connect the dots between the dipole and the aura. So the dodo ring, D-O-T-T-O, is a copper ring. It's bigger than the human body, and it's suspended up here, and then there's another copper ring bigger than the human body suspended below the human body. There is a positive DC charge ran through one of the rings, maybe above you, and then a negative charge ran through the negative DC charge ran through the ring below you. Those rings emit a magnetic field, and when those fields blend, the blending point between the rings is a neutral magnetic field, the dodo, D-O-T-T-O ring. And when you step into that neutral magnetic field, it actually harmonizes your aura, makes your aura normally shaped. That's called the dodo ring. And then once you heal the aura of the human body, everything else starts to fall in line. So the dodo ring is one profound method of healing. So now let's get back to, I'm not sure where I was going with this one. This is the fire ring from Brian Besco. You can purchase the fire ring at twistedsage1.com. So the fire ring is made of brass, which is a metal that consists of zinc and copper. If you look inside the car battery, the positive terminal is made of zinc, the negative terminal is made of, positive terminal is made of zinc, that's right. The negative terminal is made of copper because copper moves negative, zinc moves positive, but when you blend those two metals together, the negative and the positive, you end up with brass, which is potentially affecting the neutral magnetic fields. Okay, so now we have a device that can manipulate neutral magnetic fields. The human aura is a neutral magnetic field. In some of Brian Besco's videos, he takes the fire wand and moves it, and you can actually feel it in your hand. And I say cellular level, but the truth is I don't know if it's cellular or energetic, but I do know that I feel it in the hand and not out here. Okay, so now here's brass, neutral magnetic thing working in the hand. Now why is it that the actual hand, the actual biochemistry of the human body is affected by something of neutral magnetism? Because the cells and molecules within the body have a positive and negative end or aspect to it. Most of them do. And the blending of the molecules' magnetic fields within the body is always going to leave a neutral magnetic space somewhere. Oh, the hydrogen bond, that's what it is. You see, this information just comes to me left and right. Since I've been playing with the obelisks, I've been getting information left and right. Okay, so the hydrogen bond is one proton, one electron, which leaves it neutral, magnetic neutral electric charge. How do you swirl something that's made of neutral magnetic? Use a brass tool, and also the fact that this thing is cut to a precision length. That length is chosen because it affects things on a certain level, which I don't know, but the length as well as the metal is used in modifying the biochemistry of the human body, because biochemistry has its electrical magnetic polarities, properties. Hydrogen bond is neutral, and between water molecules, see that there's that end of the water molecule positive, there's that end of the water molecule negative, and there's a hydrogen bond between the two, the hydrogen bond negative charge. So the hydrogen bond between the water molecules consists of a negative electrostatic charge, and that is what builds a cloud. And when you have the negative electrostatic charge, you build a cloud. All the water molecules connect together like that, and that area right in there is perfectly dry. Dry is a vacuum for water. That's dry. So what's it going to do? It's going to cause other water molecules to connect together, connect. And we've got more dry, more dry, more dry, more dry. And as long as we continue the increase of negative ions, the clouds will continue to suck in moisture and build clouds. And how do we build clouds? Well, by producing negative ions. How are negative ions built? They come from the dipole. Where's the dipole? The dipole comes from the human aura. How do we maximize the effects of the human aura, putting it out? Get a bunch of them working together with the same intention, also known as rain dance. There's the science behind a rain dance. Okay. Okay, so I've been playing with the obelix like crazy. Information has been coming to me like crazy. It has given me information about what I just told you about. It gave me information about a relationship that I was in. It gave me information about why things happen the way they do. I've been getting information about life left and right like crazy about the obelix. And I was not able to connect the dots until the other video of the psychic channeling with the obelix. That's what I'm playing with. That's what I'm playing with right now. So another reason that I have chosen to go by the name Orgonite Lost and Beyond is because we are going beyond orgone energy. We are going beyond Orgonite. We are going into some other stuff. I'm not sure where it's going to go. Eventually I realized that, look, what I'm into right now is not confined within the realms of Orgonite. It is a tangent of Orgonite. So from now on, folks, I'm not sure where I'm going. You're welcome to come with me. Alright, this is Orgonite Lost and Beyond. You know I love you.